Ange Postacoglu here. Yeah, you're listening to Humbug Radio, mate. You got a problem with that?
Good day, listeners, just in case it's not the morning when they put it out. How the very devil are you? You're listening to Humbug Radio and the eponymous Phil and Woody show. I'm the eponymous Woody, and here with me, slumped in his armchair, is the eponymous Phil Cornwall. How's it hanging, my mate?
Oh, it's all right. I'm just having a little rest.
Oh, yes. Do you have to... Oh, crikey.
I know, I do make a noise when I sit down these days.
Yes, and...
Have you noticed that?
And all the smell. Here, Phil, what's the strangest...
Hello, Woody.
Hello, Phil.
Hello, mate.
What's the
Sorry,
strangest...
Thanks for coming, by the way.
Nice
So
to
what were
see
you going
you.
to say? Sorry to interrupt you. That's not going to work.
No.
If we keep interrupting each other, that will not be good radio.
I'll start again then. What's the strangest celebrity encounter you've ever had, my friend?
Oh, strangest. There's been
Yeah.
a few. That's interesting.
Yeah.
You want me to tell you? Because you've got a really cracking story, haven't you? But
Well, I was
do you want to start again? Because I've blown it,
leading
haven't I?
you
Do
to-
it again. I could tell.
You can ask me if you want.
I'll tell you a little one, a tiny
Go on
one,
then,
when I
yeah.
was doing Gilbert.
Okay, all right. I'll
start again?
Yeah. So, Phil, what's the strangest celebrity encounter you've ever had?
Oh, there's been a few over the years. Funny one, interesting. You know, the people you meet and all that in the course of your work and what have you. And I remember one outstanding, something that stood out. I don't know if it's strange or what, but is when I was doing Gilbert and they used to wheel on all these different guests, you know, into the Millennium Dustbin, which was
This is on
mobile
Get Fresh on Saturday morning.
Sorry, it was it's
years
could Get
ago.
Fresh, and
Yeah,
they had a Millennium Dustbin, which was the mobile studio. Went to different towns each week.
yeah.
But
And
anyway, I
you
just
were the
remember,
puppet, weren't
and
you?
I
The
was the puppet.
alien
I was
puppet.
the alien puppet, Gilbert the alien.
Yeah.
And I used to interview pop stars or help to interview them. But I just remember piping up because who was Donny Osmond. Donny Osmond was there. He was sitting there. He'd come on and done a song or whatever. And I'm behind him, Gilbert. And I piped up. I said, "Here, why don't you get back to that Partridge family?" And it was so funny. He turned around and just gave Gilbert a right hand and just punched him in the face. Donny Osmond. And I just thought, for me, you had to be there, really. But it was funny. Funny story.
I know I do tend to...
you actually haven't?
Talk about...
Hang on a minute. Run that by me again.
Okay,
You had dysentery.
I had dysentery. And then I got better.
Oh, well,
But what they didn't... Cause I'd been filming in India.
Oh, okay.
And now
now.
you know, it's obligatory, isn't it?
Well, of course.
And once
filming. What were you filming in India? Gandhi.
Yeah, Bendy Gandhi. None of your business. I was just filming.
Okay, go on then. And then what? Go on.
I was not making it up. I was filming a BBC daytime programme. Anyway, that doesn't matter.
No,
what mattered
it does
was,
to me.
What mattered was finding the nearest lavatory. I can tell you. Anyway, so I came back a couple of weeks later, walking the dog in the park.
Oh no!
You know where this is going, don't you?
I don't know where this is going. Imagine.
If anybody's eating that's listening to this, I would either switch it off or stop eating,
I can
or
only
eat it really
apologise
quickly because it's taking a while to get to.
For Woody,
I'm
whatever he
walking
says is nothing to do with me. I just want people to know that.
I'm
Woody
walking the
speaks his own
Hey,
words. Okay.
I'm walking the dog, and suddenly, they didn't tell me you can have a relapse.
Yeah, of course, because you got back from India. You were fine.
I got back. I was
you
walking,
were right.
yeah, I was walking in the country park, nice country park.
Oh, Woody.
And suddenly you get like a 30-second warning, and I knew what it was. It was just like, oh, something's just
hang on. That's what. Yeah.
Yeah, and I thought I've got 30 seconds. No, right, but now I'm about a 3-minute walk from the car. What am I going to do? And I thought, well, there's some woods there. I'm going to run into the woods. I'm going to run into... Well, I say run. I'm going to waddle into the woods because it was, by this point, the buttocks were tight. I was a younger... I was younger man.
How was the walk? What was your...
Tight. More of a mince, really, on there than a walk. I minced into the woods. And I thought, what I'll do is, this is my thinking. This is quick thinking, to be fair. I thought there was a branch of a tree that had kind of fallen down. I thought I'll sit on that, slip my trousers down to my knees, pull my jacket over my knees, so it looks like I'm just. And if somebody walked past, I'd just like wave at them.
No one would know.
I'm just having a rest here on this branch. Anyway, by the time I got to the branch, it was the countdown was down to 10, 9, 8, 7. So I undid the trousers, down to my knees, got on the branch, 3, 2, and as I put my weight on the branch, it collapsed. 2, 1, floods. Bum gravy, everything. I'm on my back like a tortoise on its back, legs in the air, Wellington boots, trousers around my knees. And the worst thing, not the worst thing, as soon as my legs went up, everything that was in my pockets fell out into the kind of ensuing.
Yeah. Say no more. Yeah,
the
I'm with you.
floodgates were open.
Sorry, I'm
on my back. I'm on my back. This is just awful. I'm thinking, what am I going to do? And then I was sweating. I kind of stood up, and I was covered.
Yes, of course.
And then it gets worse.
Oh,
then
on,
I
then.
heard the sound of a family heading my way. I thought there wasn't even time to try and. I just had to pull. I could have kicked that dog. I could have kicked the dog. You bloody dog. I pulled my trousers up and tried to pick up my wallet and my phone.
No, you're kidding. No,
and then I did the terrible walk, the walk of shame back to the car.
Completely.
Oh, why am I telling you, or worse, I'm telling the audience this terrible story. What dreadful picture am I painting of myself? Yeah. Oh.
Wizards are never late, Frodo, nor are they early, because they're listening to Humbug Radio. Run, you fools!
Right, earlier on I was talking about the funny noises you make as you get older, and I asked, what funny noises do you make? And we have our first caller on the line. It's a Mr. Jasper Length. Oh, Christ, not him again.
Hello, is Jasper Jasper Length again. Thank you very much for taking my call. You talking about funny noises, I think.
That's right. That's right. What funny noises do you make, Jasper, as if I didn't know?
I tell you one thing. I've cut down a little bit. I was just drinking a little bit too much. You know. I said I've cut down. I have cut down. Sorry about that. That was wrong. Hey. The other day when I sat down, it was a student, really. It was a student. It was amazing. Oh, I said that all right. I remember, and I sat down and I went, oh, no. But then I sort of pulled myself together.
Good. Well, thank you very much for that lucid phone in.
Dive into vinyl heaven at Flashback Records, your go-to destination for rare collectible vinyl, featuring many of those sought-after first pressings and hard-to-find early releases. You can sell us your own vinyl records or your old CDs and DVDs, or you can browse the very latest contemporary vinyl. Explore our online store now at flashback.co.uk. Flashback Records, recycling music since 1997.
Oh, Phil, it's happened again.
No. Oh, no. What you?
Trouble in the gentleman's convenience.
Oh, yeah.
Why does it happen to me?
Okay, so you were in the gentleman's convenience.
A1, coming down the A1.
Oh, yeah.
stopped at the service station.
Which one?
I can't remember, and I'll tell you why I can't
Little
remember.
Chef.
You're about to find out why I can't.
There are no little chefs. There are no little chefs anymore. Anyway, we're digesting.
Yes.
I've
So
just
I
hit the
stopped it.
microphone there. Go on, gentlemen. Go on.
Yeah, so I stopped into the gents there, and you know what it's like in the gents' toilet. That if in those sort of places, you look for the gap, don't you? You don't want to be right next to other people in case.
Oh no, of course, no. Preferably.
Yeah, you don't.
How many urinals are we talking about here to
There's
choose
like
from?
20. Let's say there was 20.
20. It was a big old services
Yeah,
then.
but everybody was packed up one end.
Oh no.
So I go in and I thought, well, there's like 4 or 5 empty ones up the far end, right up against the wall. So I walked in, swanned in. I'll take the last one.
I
then
would.
I'm guaranteed.
I would.
No splashback. Yeah?
Absolutely.
Or other people's splashback. So I walked up to the end, unzipped, started my business, and what I thought was the wall beside me
Yeah.
suddenly just blew open. It was the fire exit. And this is a true story. And it was opened onto the forecourt. So there's this it's a big service station with all the cars and the people.
The
people-
The image. I've got the image. It might be incorrect, but I've got an image.
And so I sort of shuffled round a little bit.
Are you kidding me? So you felt the air suddenly. The world was out there.
I didn't know what was going on.
An audience. You're talking about an audience. A car park.
I thought the wall had disappeared. Can you imagine?
Hang on,
I just didn't know what was going on.
No.
You don't expect the wall to suddenly disappear, and there I was. For all
man.
to see. Oh,
No, mate, you
dear,
don't have
oh, dear.
much luck in Gentlemen's Urinals, do you?
Oh,
Very funny, Woody. Very
The
funny.
stories I've got to tell. Right, everybody, you're listening to Humbug Radio, the eponymous Phil and Woody show. Now, Phil, I want to ask you, when you were young, but we're going back into the, 70s, let's say 70s, 80s,
What are we talking?
60s,
Well,
70s,
60s, really.
70s, 80s. What did you used to like on the telly, and what made you laugh back in the day?
Oh wow! Well, I think the first thing that really inspired me probably this is in the 60s. There was a show on children's TV called "Do Not Adjust Your Set."
Oh, yeah, with
Right,
Pat
you
Kiesel.
may be-
Oh, no, it wasn't. No, it was...
You may be because you're a bit younger than me.
Yeah, no, but I remember it had
Michael
Mr.
Palin,
Yeah.
Terry Jones.
It was a sort
a
of
couple of years before
Python precursor.
Well, it
wasn't
was. You had
but
that,
for kids.
and you had Dave for kids, and you had David Jason was in it, and Denise Coffey, who was a great comedy performer. So it was a bit surreal, I think, and it just tickled me. I thought it was very funny, and there was another show called At Last the 1948 Show, which was a more grown-up show with Graham Chapman, John Cleese, and I think maybe Ronnie Barker and people like Marty Feldman. It's the first time I'd seen Marty Feldman.
Yeah.
Absolutely extraordinary looking man, you know, as you know, his face, the eyes. And very funny. So that for me that was probably an influence on me, you know. And I had 2 older sisters who were really into that sort of thing. So I ended up sort of getting, you know, so that's how I started, you know, and then Python come along and all that kind of thing.
Yeah, that was more my... I'm a little
69,
bit younger than you.
1969, Python first season.
It was on BBC 2 at 9 o'clock.
BBC 2, of course,
On...
Monday?
Yeah,
Monday.
I think it might
was
have
a
been
Monday,
Monday.
I think.
Yeah.
I think I'm right there.
BBC 2 was fantastic.
Oh,
they took some
was, yeah.
chances in those days, didn't they?
They did.
Goodies, that was on as well.
I never
BBC 2.
the Goodies didn't do it for me.
Didn't
Isn't that
it?
funny?
Oh, I like
no,
the
I could see that. I
Yeah.
understand that. It just didn't do it for me.
Yeah.
Pythons were just complete. Some of Python stuff wasn't that funny.
No, not now.
And yet, no, and you look at it, but you did laugh at the time because
Yeah.
it was just anarchic, I suppose.
It was a little bit saucy as well, wasn't it? I used to like it when I was a kid. And
It was quite saucy.
Yeah, there was some
Yeah, it was. It was
saucy
a bit.
bits in it. Yeah.
Could one say misogynistic? Probably, yeah.
Well, looking
Because they used to
back
play
on
all
it, maybe.
the women and stuff like
Yeah,
that, and
yeah.
you know, which me and John Sessions did in Stella Street. So there you go.
Yeah, you couldn't do that.
No,
nowadays.
no, you couldn't. But
Which is a shame. I think it's a shame. You can't do that nowadays.
Well,
What's
my-
going to happen to the kids now?
My great grandfather made a living dressed as a lady in pantomime. back in the old days.
Is that true?
Yeah, it is. Tom Conway, his name was. He was quite successful. He played the West End and all that stuff, and he'd be Widow Twanky and all those kind of people. I've got seen pictures of him, and and the world that he performed in, and these theatres, the smoky theatres, the rough houses, but that's what he did. That was my granddad's dad, and so it's quite funny. There's a connection.
Wow,
to that old showbiz as well.
And you've got photographs of it.
Well, there is photographs of him, because photography had just kind of come in there. It was the end of the early 1900s and stuff, playing in Brixton and places. Just trying to imagine how that world was.
It's in your blood.
I love it. I love that connection, though.
It's in your blood, mate.
Hi, us. You're listening to Humbug Radio. And I'll tell you what's wrong with young people nowadays. Lack of Saturday morning kids' TV. Mostly on ITV.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. I 100% agree
Let's
with
list
you.
them, the
Because that's where you and I, that's how we know each other.
Well,
Because we used to
where I first met you.
Yes, on What's Up Doc.
On what it would have been What's Up Doc.
And then we did a programme called Wow.
Wow, I always go to that one.
Yeah, where I was a tea lady and you were a puppet.
I was a puppet with not much charisma, that one. It was very small. Little Sid the Fly, I think it was called.
That's right, yeah.
But it was
Sid the
after
Fly.
Gilbert the alien, who was so charismatic and big.
It was a bit of a come down.
It was a little bit, and it was kind of Gilbert-esque, and it didn't really work that well. But we did. You were very funny as you and Peter as the dinner ladies and
tea ladies.
Tea ladies.
Do you know
sorry.
what? I would say we were funny. We were funnier off camera than we were on, because they used to edit. They used to edit.
Well, of course
us
they
out.
did. Yeah, I remember that. Were you part of the? I know you said number 73.
Yeah, I was on number 73.
You've done that as well.
I was a guest on number 73.
Oh, you were a guest.
But the point of the matter is, and this is, is that we get to the point. Irreverent. This is what I think you're trying to say.
Yeah, you couldn't get away with it now.
No, you couldn't, and they don't put it on.
Gilbert, I'm going to say Gilbert because I was Gilbert, so I'm going to say that.
Yeah, we used to get up to all sorts of
I know,
naughtiness.
No, when you look at it back, some of it.
The young people used to watch that, and it was irreverent, and it taught you to be, let's break some rules. And nowadays, the young people are terrified to break a rule, aren't they? In case they offend,
that's how the
in case
world
you
is
offend
now.
somebody, or
no, that's right.
You
make
make someone
stuff
feel
I
uncomfortable.
said you wouldn't get away with now. It's the stuff I said as Gilbert.
And me.
In my earpiece, I was always getting, and you probably had.
I know one of the things
Were
you
you
said,
always
which I
getting,
can't repeat it because.
Were you getting a bit told off in your earpiece? Sometimes can you just whatever tone it?
No,
down,
we used to get told off by.
Did you have an earpiece in?
Yeah.
Right.
But we used to get told. No, getting told off in your earpiece is one thing. We used to get told off by the ITC, which was Ofcom, which was the regulator of television. In 94?
Yeah.
What's Up Doc was the second most complained about programme on the whole of television.
I wonder what the most complained about.
It was Panorama. It was a panorama about
they
were interviewing the IRA.
My goodness me, you came just behind Panorama.
Yeah, I know. We lost out on that one.
Was it not just you, though, they were complaining about? You and Peter? It was,
no, it was. Actually,
was it, mate?
Yeah. It was just. We were a little bit naughty.
Anyway,
now's the time we say sorry about things. But do you know what? I don't say sorry. I stand by every.
You've never said
sorry.
Every
innuendo. I loved it. Still love it now.
Yeah, and you got some pretty big ones.
With Humbug Radio, you can skyrocket your business without breaking the bank. Because advertising on Humbug Radio is a lot more cost-effective than you might think. Radio isn't just background noise. It can ignite the imagination of its listeners. And radio is a friendly place, like chatting with a friend over a cup of coffee. Building trust, one listener at a time. Watch your business blast off with Humbug Radio. To learn more, email us studio@humbugradio.com.
Right, you're listening to Humbug Radio and the eponymous Phil and Woody show. How are you bearing up, my friend?
I'm finding I'm going to say it again. I might have already said it on show, but the degrading of the organism that I inhabit.
Yeah,
like
I'm watching
two
it
separate
happen.
things. Like there's me and the organism.
Yeah.
It's all one anyway, I guess.
Your
but
shell.
It's mate. The vehicle, and I'll. It's been great, and I'll take it. It's fantastic. I've been very blessed. I can see it degrading.
Yes.
Literally in front of my eyes.
Well, I
Woody.
can see it. You haven't got a mirror. I'm standing
No,
here
man,
looking
my
at
old
you.
boat race now. My boat race and my hamsters are falling out.
Do you think that when we've known each other for 30 years now?
I'm looking at my wrinkles and go on, mate. Yeah,
We've known each
30
other
years. Yeah,
30
we were
years.
young men.
Yeah.
Really.
But do you think when you know someone for a long time, you still see their young face?
Yeah, probably.
Because I don't recognise that you've changed a lot over 30
No, I
years.
think you
but
probably do.
if you're 30, you would have been about 35-year-old self.
Oh, certainly. First time I
walked
met
in
you.
here now. There'd be
wow.
such a difference between the two
Oh,
of
no,
you.
how extraordinary, how weird.
Yeah.
And the freshness of the freshness of the face, the flesh, the skin.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I mean? You look so clear. I've seen my footage of me, early
Yeah.
TV stuff.
Yeah.
You've probably done yourself.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I look young.
Yeah, it's frightening.
Like things
isn't
on
it?
Stella
It
Street, and
is-
even doing Stella Street, and that wasn't that long. Oh, it's a quarter of a century.
The thing
I
is,
look young.
yeah.
Young. It's cruel. It's cruel.
It
Woody.
is, and I'll
It's
tell you what.
cruel.
I'll tell you another thing. Right, is that when you get old, no one tells you what's going to happen to your body.
really,
When you're a teenager or coming through to puberty, people take you aside, and if you're a little girl, you say, right, you're now coming up to puberty, so things are gonna start happening
Yes.
to your body. You're going to
especially
start
for women.
Yeah, like,
absolutely.
you're going to start having periods,
Oh, yeah.
and you're going to,
Oh,
and
yeah.
boys, things are starting to get hairy
That's right,
and
mate,
grown.
yeah.
Nobody tells you what's going to happen when you pass 60. No one takes
Don't
you
they?
aside.
Are
and
you sure about that? Have you
no one
thought
told
this
me.
through?
Nobody told me. They're going to come in and say, right, your ankles, your knees, your hips,
Yeah.
your backside, your throat, your chest, your head is all going to start packing. No one says that. It's all going to start packing up.
Otherwise, okay.
Well,
40 Towers, I love that. But it's true, Woody. No, the rattling. I got
rattling,
a bit of a rattle
I've
going
got a
on.
rattle. We've both got a
Mate,
rattle.
and I don't know, little things, and just that I'm not.
No,
not
nobody
quite as sharp,
told-
Not quite as sharp. as
Why
I was.
doesn't anybody tell you?
Oh, because it's cruel and everyone's scared. They're really scared of this. The final thing that we've
Final
got to do.
countdown.
Yeah.
Talking
Okay,
of which,
we've got to stop being afraid of that and embrace it. Hey,
what?
Woody.
What?
Do you know you can listen to Humbug Radio, right? This is what we're on.
We're on Humbug Radio right now.
What you can listen to on the app.
Oh,
There's an app, right? You can get an app, so you can hear it like you can hear it when you're in your motor.
Yeah.
And
On your
all
phone.
over on your phone.
Yeah.
And all that sort
On
of
your
stuff.
laptop
And
or your app top.
and that, you know about Alexa, don't you? All you got to say is like, play Humbug Radio, Alexa. Up it comes. Isn't it amazing that you can do that sort of thing nowadays?
Well, so what you're basically saying?
What am I saying? Yeah.
You're saying that wherever you are,
Yes.
we're going to be there.
We're going to be. Well, yeah, you could put it like
You
that, but that
can't
was
get
very.
away from us.
Yeah, but it was a bit sinister. I thought I was a
Well,
little
I
bit
meant
too
it.
sinister.
I
Well, I
meant
know
it
you
like
did.
that,
That's what
yeah.
worries me. No, I knew that. I knew you meant it. My name is General Ulysses S. Grant, and I am the leader of the Army of the Potomac. I wasn't always the leader, because Abraham Lincoln, who's a mate of mine, he turned round to himself and he said, "Do you know, that's the first time I've ever actually just turned round to myself." And then he thought, Ulysses S. Grant, I think I'm going to make him the leader of the Army of the Potomac, because he's really good at war and tactics and things like that. Not many people know that.
You're listening to Humbug Radio, and it's the eponymous. That's it. I was going to say titular.
Yes.
Are
Take
you
all
titu-
that
are you
rude
ti-
stuff
are
out
you
that I
titu-
did there.
Are you,
Take it all out.
are you
there.
titular or are you eponymous this morning?
Titular?
Or are you
Titular?
titular?
I'm not even sure what that is.
You're in the title.
Oh,
It's like eponymous.
titular. Oh,
Titular.
eponymous.
Well, I can be the.
I prefer eponymous.
Do you? I'll be a titular Woody if you like.
You can be titular.
And you can be an eponymous, Phil.
Eponymous.
a polymath. Yeah, you can be a polymath.
Oh,
if only.
What do you got? Hit me, man. Hit me, Woody. What do you got?
I want to talk to you about something that's, if you're listening and you just had your breakfast, you might want to switch off or cover your ears just for a moment. Because I want to talk to you about, bathrooms nowadays. Everybody likes their bathroom to look like a boutique hotel, don't they? Do you remember back in the day? Now, correct me if I'm wrong here. In the 1970s and the 1980s and earlier, gosh, I can't remember. I don't remember having white towels. White towels are. Don't get me wrong. I like a white towel. It looks nice, but it's got a downside to it. Now I don't know whether you know where I'm going with this, don't you? Because this is a little bit of a. This is not.
No,
it's not.
I don't. I want to.
I'm going to embarrass myself here. But I want to know if this happens to other people. You've got a nice white towel. You get in the shower. You get out. You wipe yourself down.
Yeah.
And then you hang it up on the towel rail.
Yeah.
And there's a little brown skid,
Oh God!
skid mark on it, which you didn't used to get if it was a coloured towel.
There was a little what?
A little brown skid mark on there. Sorry,
Yeah. No,
sorry,
no,
listeners.
understood.
I'm dragging it
no,
down.
get it. That's why white.
It's
Not
I
sure.
don't like it because the thing is like my missus points it out.
No, not.
Because she'll go,
My
she'll
God, there's
unfold
no
the towel.
end to this,
Because
is there?
I fold the
She
towel up.
can't-
If I do, because sometimes
You
it's like
can't
a
blow
clean.
off,
It's
you
a clean.
can't-
You can't, not in my house.
You must walk around like a paranoid wretch.
Well, I
She's
fold
gonna
the towel
discover-
up so you can't see it and put it on the towel. And somehow she knows
Are
it's
you,
there.
is that serious? You actually do that?
Yeah, I do. I fold it up. Well, because if it's a clean
What,
towel,
if
I
Oh,
want
I
to put
see.
it in
You mean so you cover up the
skid
stain,
mark, the skid
little
mark.
skid mark.
Yeah, and I do cover it up because you don't want to go. It's a waste of time and money nowadays. If you keep washing the towel every time you've used it, how often do you wash your towels in your house? You don't wash it every time, do you?
No,
No.
have it up there
So
for
I fold
months.
the towel up so you can't see it, and then I put. Anyway, she finds it every
Well,
flipping
I've got
time.
a
She'll come
suggestion
and
how you can avoid that.
Go on.
Actually. Oh, sorry. Well, you probably need to be more thorough.
Well,
the actual-
well, this is the thing. I get in the and I don't know if
Explain
this
yourself.
is I don't know if this is an age thing or whatever, or a hair. It could be a hair thing. I don't know. But I get into the shower, and because I've become paranoid about it now, and I scrub my
Yeah, you do. You go well on
Scrub
it
it.
round the back there. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I scrub it till it's like a red
So it's raw.
raspberry.
Yeah.
Raw. Get out the shower.
You
dry
get in this,
myself.
Brian.
Get out of
Comedy
the
gold, mate.
Get out of the shower. Wipe myself down. There's a bloody skid mark on the towel.
Are you always surprised at that?
Yes, because I can't wash
Is
it.
there a
more
sense
than I
of
do.
like when you see it, you go, oh,
I
not
ca- I
again.
can't-
Now I've got to fold the towel up.
I can't wash my.
No,
I'm going to say it. Anus.
cut that out, Brian.
You can bleep that. I can't wash it any more than I wash it.
And yet,
Yeah.
residue,
There's some. What's going on?
errant residue.
the
Would
way
it be
to-
fair to call it that?
Look, the way to deal with it is to get rid of the white towels and go back to the old days and have a let's face it, a brown towel.
Or always leave you could leave your wife.
My
How old?
midriff
How old are
bulge.
you now?
None of your business.
No, tell me.
64.
Oh, yeah, you're a bit young. Oh, well, come on, mate. You're allowed to sort of,
Hey.
you know.
Well, you don't.
No, I don't. I don't let myself.
No, because you
I
don't
can't.
eat.
I do.
I
eat in the evenings,
I have
mate.
never seen
And
you in 30 years. I have never seen you eat.
It's amazing I'm still here, isn't it?
Well,
Yeah. It is amazing, actually.
it's amazing the audience is still here.
She's a maid in heaven. Bebop Deluxe. People don't talk about them.
Right, blimey, that 2 hours went past. Or if they've cut us down to one, that 1 hour shot past, isn't it?
Wow! I don't know where that went. It was great. I had a fantastic time.
Did you, my friend? It's
I-
lovely to see you because
Oh,
you have
it's
to take the full brunt of me. They keep me out of the way for a whole week, lock me up for a whole week, then let me out, and you take the full force.
No, it was fine. It's great, and I'm just sorry you lost your temper.
Well, if you will come in wearing the bungle-off rainbow suit, you know that triggers me. You've been listening to the eponymous Phil and Woody Show on Humbug Radio. It was a Bleach production.
Radio.